Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
As you can see, I love movies, horror movies especially. So what do you do when it seems like you've seen it all and you've done it all? How do you challenge yourself to watch things that you haven't watched before? Fangoria's got the solution with the Top 100 Horror Movies poster. Now this scratch-off poster is a culmination of Fangoria readers coming up with their top 100 horror movies of all time. You scratch off the ones you've seen, and it makes little mini posters, and challenge yourself to see the ones you haven't. And when you're done, you can frame it and be the centerpiece of your movie room. You can get this poster right now at Fangoria.com, and remember, use the code word Little Miss Kitten at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. And while you're there, why not pick up some merch like a t-shirt, some cups, maybe even the latest issue, maybe even a subscription. It's Fangoria.com, and remember, use the code word Little Miss Kitten at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. So now, I'm going to get to work on this poster, and you are going to get to work on this latest video. Yeah, so 5 steelbooks in this version. First one up is SpongeBob. And you could pretty much hear the Sesame Street theme going off right now.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things doesn't belong.
Yeah, that shit. But anyway, here we have the side and the back. And look, I like SpongeBob. I watch SpongeBob on and off, especially the earlier seasons. And I like the movie. I thought it was cute. See, this is one of the movies I actually seen in the theaters when it came out. So I actually saw the SpongeBob movie in theaters. Haven't seen it really since the DVD came out, I want to say. It's not like an all-time, oh my god, I have to own it, but come on. Why would you not want this? It's so cute. It's SpongeBob, so cute. By the way, it comes with a digital code, and I'm not going to worry about it because by the time you watch this, I'll have already cashed it in. And with Paramount, it's the typical bland ass 4K and Blu-ray discs, where it's a black 4K and a blue Blu-ray disc. Paramount has no imagination. They just shit these things out. And here's the full look at the steelbook. And I have a couple other steelbooks in there. I'm a little nervous because I heard them jiggling around in there. And by the way, steelbooks are great. And I'll tell you why. Because if you want to save these, just fold them in here. And fold it like that. Doesn't have to really be even. Voila! Everything in a nice snap case. So we'll put that here too. And I should put a couple of these together because these actually I got originally my friend got, and the one that I did the Kitten's Kitchen for, and then when I saw how they came out, I wanted to get a copy for my own. Now I actually have his copy here because I borrowed it before he went to New York, and this is They Live, and I didn't already own this or this. And not only did the steelbooks look great and I had to grab them, but I have the Fright Rag shirts, and the Killer Clowns one is actually one of my favorite shirts in general. Now it's starting to get to the point where it's starting to stick to my hands, because it's literally the VHS ad. So here is the steelbook inside, and of course we got our discs. See, why can't Paramount put disc art on there? That's what I hate about the disc in the back. Never wants to come out. And you feel like you're going to snap the disc when you take it out, you know? It's scary, you know? I mean, I know that Blu-ray discs can bend and they have some give. Of course, there's smudges here. And this is a good reason why it's good to have Blu-rays, because yes, they can scratch, but it's damn near impossible. You really have to try. But at least with a smudge, you could just wipe it off and be done. Try that with a DVD, it will not work. Now, I always try to put them back, the way they came. I don't try to straighten them out unless I actually have watched the movie first. Because I know that, then I'll know that if I straightened it out, I watched it already. So that's how I figure out what I watched in my collection, which ones I didn't. And of course we're gonna, especially for the Shout stuff, because it's paper. It's not even cardboard, it's paper. You really need to keep these in your case. My buddy insists on keeping it as a J card, and there's the back. There's no way. And a lot of his papers are just bent and screwed up, and yeah, my way's better. So here we have Killer Clowns, and this is a 35th anniversary still. Now I was gonna grab the original version because it more matched the tape box, but once I saw this, I'm like, yeah, it's how colorful it is and how nice it is. I had to grab it for myself, and this is the inside of it. And by the way, and of course it's a pain in the butt to get this shit out of here. I don't know why they gotta make this so deep. I guess for stacking, because there's some people that do stack discs for Steelbook. I think they did that for the Evil Dead set, where they could put multiple discs in one go around. Because see, it's even lower than the finger guard. But anyway, I gotta give props to MGM, because how they've been letting these boutique companies take parts of their library. Because think about it, how many movies that I have personally, and how many movies have y'all been buying from like Arrow and Shout and Vinegar Syndrome that have been MGM releases? It's been really nice to be able. That's the way most studios should do that, and unironically, they're owned by Amazon. So yeah, fun. But anyway, here's Taxi Driver, and I've wanted a copy of this for so long. It's just that I'm used to the 35mm, and a lot of the Blu-ray rips are just too bright, so I'm hoping they fixed it for this one. And this was the same one in that big Columbia box set. People have said that they did fix it, so I'm excited to watch it. And it finally comes as a standalone release as a Steelbook, and it's nice and metallic and shiny. And it's got special features. Now, of all of the major studios, because you figure pretty much everyone is now under one roof with SDS, Studio Distribution Services. Sony still does discs themselves because they own the Blu-ray format. But as far as Blu-ray discs and 4Ks, Sony always knocks it out the park. And here's another digital code that you won't be using. When Sony always releases like a special edition, like a Steelbook, like they did for Fright Night and a few other things, I've never been disappointed with a Columbia release. As far as like ones I've bought, I don't buy their big, huge Columbia Presents sets, but when they come up with the Steelbooks, a lot of times I buy them because they're good releases. So it's not like Warner, where I'm still waiting on my Rocky 1 through 4 replacements to the point where I'm probably just going to have to buy the new collection, swap the discs out, and bring it back to be able to have good copies. Sony actually backs up their stuff, and they're actually good releases. Of course, you got this image on the back. Now, we've got The Crow, which I wanted to grab it myself earlier, but my friend loved it more than me. So this is when Diabolik had the limit 1 per customer at the time. So I let him get it instead of me because we share an account. We used to, but not so much now. Because now he's got his own. So I'm going to take these little sticky things off. Because the reason why is because Jesse's more and more started to crack down on people that buy more than one. Now I get it, resellers, totally get it. So gotta listen to what he says about that. You know, it's his store. So the only difference between this and the US release is this just has the ratings logos, and it really bothers you, it's a sticker. You can just take them off. See? And now you have yourself a US Steelbook. Lovely, right? Because it's literally the same thing except for this card here. The Blu-ray disc, I believe the Blu-ray disc worked, if I'm not mistaken, because I did try it. Real love is forever. Victims, aren't we all? Oh yeah, and the disc too. But still, you take the sticker off from the outside, you can't really tell. And of course, this is the crow picture that everybody knows about. I'm not even going to try to take these discs out. Or should I? Yeah, fuck it. We're this far into it, right? Might as well go all the way. God damn it. This is also what happens when you don't have fingernails. Ah, Jesus Christ. And I don't want to use like a knife or something because I don't want to damage the disc. There we go. So we got the crow right here. And Braden, I think it's Brandon's eyes right there. Eric Straven's. By the way, I know there's a lot of people who are watching The Crow for the first time. Here's my piece of advice. Don't watch the sequels, okay? Just stay away from the sequels. Just watch this. Pretend this is the only movie that exists and you'll be fine. Oh, forgot to put this fucking thing in there. I know you think we're done, but we're not. I mean, even then we wouldn't have been because the Mario's still not here. I'll put this over to the side because there's still a couple more things to do. I'm going to put that over here. I had to go and get these from an eBay seller because I missed out on getting them the first time, and I at least need the steelbooks to be complete. So I'm already nervous because I could hear the discs rattling around in there. So we have the steelbooks of Rocky IV and Rocky Balboa, and it's the Italian. It wasn't advertised as Italian, but 4K should be readable in general. It just won't be the US ones, which I'm fine with that. You know, personally, especially for what I paid for them. And especially we're about to get a region-free player anyway. It still sucks that it's not going to be fully, like, how do I explain it? It's not going to match a little bit, but on the outside, you really won't be able to tell so much. You know, when it's on the shelf, you're not really going to tell. So, I'm going to take this off. Gotta be careful because, again, this is paper too. And we got, this is the back of the steelbook. This is the front of the steelbook. No damage to it, really. And the disc was just shaking around, but no damage. So that's good. And of course, it comes with the disc from the Knockout edition. And of course, you got the steelbook thing right there. And it's region A, B, and C. So it's literally region free. I'm hoping that this disc is region free too, but we'll find out. We'll find out when I put it in the PlayStation. And of course, this is Rocky Balboa. So now the set is complete. But you know what? That's another thing too. I just noticed. Having the Italian versions, it actually makes sense. The Italian Stallion, right? Having the Italian Rocky movies for the Italian Stallion. brilliant. I'm going to put that over here. And here we have the back, the front. And again, the 4K disc was loose, but again, no damage. And I believe this is him beating the shit out of his opponent. Yep. And this sadly is a Region B disc. So imagine, I'm fine with it because we're about to do a region free player. But imagine someone seeing this price on eBay who missed out on it and now can't play the Blu-ray. They're going to be pissed. And finally, at least for this section, I don't know if I'm going to add anything more, we have another Vinegar Syndrome package. Because I just said I had some points and I said, fuck it. Might as well grab. This is why I had those points, by the way, to get the Last Embrace. I was so close. They had a sale of $20 UHDs, plus I had to get a protective cover for that Fatal Games. So I figured, why the hell not? Because at least if these take forever, I don't care because, you know, these are like common. These weren't anything new. People have done them already. And I was supposed to have the slipcover protector. It's not in here. Oh, never mind, it is. I see it. Forget I said anything. It's right here. My stupid ass. Alright. Blend it in with the plastic. So, from Vinegar Syndrome, we have 3 UHDs, which I've long put off getting. And that's Massage Parlor Murders. And we're going to open this real quick. Because I have, you know, long put these off, but for $20 each, I couldn't turn them down. Watch this wind up being another part, and we're going to be into overtime. That's fine, you know? Whatever's whatever. You know? We're growing our collections. Of course, you had stuff sticking out of here. And it's 2 discs. Do we have reversible art? Yes, we do. And here it is. And ta-da! Massage Parlor Murders. So this will go in the vinegar box because it went in my vinegar order. Now we also have Madman, not to be confused with Mad Men. And this was on the last drive-in, one of the initial movies, I want to say. And another reason that made me finally get this disc is a couple YouTube channels that I follow, because I always try to follow YouTube channels that have like the TV spots and radio spots for these movies, and quite a few Mad Men spots went up recently.
There's a legend in these mountains of a killer, inhuman, insane. If you so much as whisper his name, he will appear. And if he appears, he'll be the last thing you'll ever see. Madman, rated R.
So I was like, yeah, I guess. And fun fact, this actually stars the woman from Dawn of the Dead, Galen Ross. I'm sure this has reversible artwork. Yes, it does. Because that cover is epic. And I believe that's the VHS cover. Because I remember seeing that cover on VHS tapes growing up. Yep, there it is. And there it is. And again, what I do like about Vinegar with their alternate covers, they put the barcode on the alternate cover too, so you could scan it into your programs like CLZ. Anyway, we also have 6-String Samurai. And you know I couldn't, you know, buy this at regular price because like this just looks too goofy. But I'm trying to get a full set of the Vinegar Syndrome Ultimates, the Ultras or whatever they call it. We have a booklet. Now, I've pretty much given up on trying to get Beastmaster. The full version of Beastmaster, because here we go. That's like to be the only one that I'm missing at this point. And I think Daryl, but Daryl's new enough that I can still get it from Vinegar when I need to. So I'm not exactly worried about missing out on that one. But Beastmaster, I didn't start collecting the VSUs until Cloak and Dagger came out. There's your 2 discs. We have alternate artwork. Just gotta pop her in. Come on. This case isn't cooperating. By the way, one thing I noticed also that I gotta bring to Jesse's attention is that I was supposed to get a replacement case for the RoboCop that broke, and that's not in here either. So that's 2 things I gotta bring to his attention. And of course I got the back. Oh boy. I'm telling you. I'm trying to have patience because he never did me wrong before, so gotta give him a chance. But anyway, here is the rest of our hauls. And if I have to split it off into another part, then there's another one that I'll be finishing this off with. If not, then I'll have to wait on it. But here's everything. And suffice to say, there is a lot to watch. Alright, so another day has passed. Yes, we had to split the video again, which I didn't want to do, but these 3 packages are worth it, I hope. And, well, you probably figured out we already split it from what we did last week, as well as, you know, the cut. Anyway, so we got 3 packages, and one of which looks a lot smaller than I thought, so we'll go with that one first. So Diabolik put up the House Collection on their latest arrivals, and Jesse said it was the one with the leather, and that one usually goes for a couple $100 on eBay. So I figured, and Jesse's known for finding stock in the back, so I was like, hey, you know, maybe he found more. And it even said on the description that it was the leather-bound set. So let's see if that's what we got here, and I do not think so. Damn it. This is what we got. So despite the front saying that it was a pack of media books with a leather-bound book, this ain't leather at all. And what's more is I hear discs jingling in there. Now, one of the main reasons why I'm not freaking out so bad about it, it is an 8-disc set, and it's limited to 444, of which we have 091. So it's a little bit disappointing because it's not the big leather bounds with the 4 media books that I was hoping that it was, and that technically was advertised to be. And people asked him straight up, they said, is this that version? He never really replied. So I took the benefit of the doubt. So I'm a little disappointed right now. And there's a disc that popped out. And it is the 3rd disc. And I forgot how you put that back in. Oh, it's one of these. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hate these fucking things. At least this one has a tab that you can press down and release. which is a lot better than that Universal Back to the Future set when it was the Blu-ray. I don't know if y'all remember that shit, but that was a clusterfuck. Anyway, so we have it's an 8-disc set. We have 4 Blu-rays, 4 4Ks. So here are your Blu-rays 1, 2, and 3, and then 4. And then we have, let me see if you can see it. So we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it comes with a book. Obviously, it's in German, because this is a German set. So, the artwork is nice, though. Still a little bit disappointed, but that it wasn't the big set. But the fact that it's still a limited edition with only 400 or so made, I'll take it. Just need to do a better job advertising your shit, bro. Especially when you find stuff in the back. Alright. So this one is what I was waiting for the longest time. And it's finally here. So here's to hoping that this is in good shape. So a little bit of backstory on this one. That I originally missed the Trust the Fungus edition because at the time I wasn't about to pay $100 for a fucking movie. And as much as I liked the original 93 Mario. But then I started seeing the eBay prices, and I'm telling you, that was one of the biggest kicks in the asses that I have ever gotten in my life. So, long story short, I should have just fucking, said I should have gotten it, but I didn't. So when this came up, I jumped. I was like, you know what? I'm not missing out on it this time. Ordered this all the way back in April. I was one of the first people to order this when he put up the Umbrella pre-order, and it's finally here. So I finally got my hands on Super Mario, and he's got a bag. Okay, he sent me a RoboCop replacement, so that's good. So the RoboCop replacement disc case is here, so I gotta swap that out later. But it is here. This is the Mario set. It's a beast. I'm sure not as much of a beast as the other one, because this one is a soft cover where the other ones are hard cover. But still pretty chunky nonetheless. Like, you could beat someone's ass with this shit. So it's not numbered at all. I don't think they're numbering this edition. But it comes with the 480-page hardbound book. And that's... Oh, it's not supposed to be hardbound. This is softbound. So I'm guessing they just swapped the pictures. And because this is the picture of what we got now. But they're listing the stuff that came with the original. But these are softbound. So, and it does have the art cards, the replica magazine. And by the way, the cover is much better. Like, I much more prefer this cover. I'm going to try to do what I normally do. Or what I do with, like, the more valuable sets. I'm going to try to cut the middle here. Let's keep this intact. And I actually remembered my scissors this time. Not like last time I was fumbling around with a razor. And I know some people are like, well, isn't the shrink wrap going to get worse over time? And sometimes it does, yeah. But I'll deal with that when that time comes, if that time comes. Okay, so now I got it. It's like a box protector. Ooh, damn. There's a lot of stuff in here. Alright. Ooh, that plastic smell just hit me. And not in a good way either. So anyway, here's the scripts book. And we literally have the Super Mario Brothers script. And I think there's a couple of them, but I forget what the difference is. Revised draft. Because you can go by the black pages. Script. interview. Okay, so it's a script and a revised script. Then this is supposed to be the quote-unquote hardbound book, but you just get to see it's softbound. Which also is a lot better for me because at least I know, since I'll actually be reading this, that if it gets messed up, fine. You know, creased or whatever, that's fine because it's softbound. But it's a lot. Can't believe for a movie like this, they came up with 400 pages of material. And of course we have our art cards. Let's see if I can slide this down. Come on, you know you can do it. I love how it slides down, except that last part. I ain't got time today to deal with that, so I'm just gonna cut it. So we have our art cards. And by the way, there's nothing on the back for those that were gonna ask. I'm guessing this is the Australian distributor. This Umbrella's an Australian company. I just noticed that one of the clubs is Thwomp. Like, as in Super Mario World. And there's Samantha Mathis, Dennis Hopper. The inside of that facility. I think that's that queen at the end. I'm not sure. I haven't seen this in a while. So I am actually one of the few people that love this movie. Here's the replica magazine. What the fuck? Get the hell out of here. Bro! It's the American magazine, and it's even got the advertisements. Oh, shit. That is badass, dude. Wow. And by the way, funny thing with these friggin' games on the back here, these are two of the most expensive games on the Nintendo. I think that's Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. Oh, that's Genesis, but Cogswell Caper is one of the more expensive regular Nintendo games. And you got your Mario Brothers, Trust the Fungus, and this is a beast too. It's not sealed, and I think that's obviously because it comes in the box set. And we have our discs. We have 2 Blu-rays and a UHD. And these, and one of which is the Japanese poster. And I guess this is Egyptian or something, or Middle Eastern somehow. But yeah, that's the Japanese one. I can't imagine how the Japanese must have felt when they saw this fucking movie. Oh, they must have been so pissed, bro. Okay, so here's the one we're all familiar with here in America. This is the Hollywood Pictures poster. And this is the UK poster. So we got double-sided posters. And that's included in the case, and I believe this is reversible. It is reversible, although I don't know what the difference is. I guess one has the rating, one doesn't. So, whatever. I'll just flip it. That'll be easier. I can't see what the difference is other than the rating on the back, on the front, I should say. But that's fine. And of course we want to make sure we get this slipcover in because it is so thick, it's hard to get the slipcover on. So now I gotta try to put it back as it was. And I think it goes in this way. Holy shit. Wow. So there was a happy ending after all with me having to push to make another part. And it's funny because next week we start the Harley project for real this time. And there's no better way to start it than with Super Mario Brothers. By the way, I think that's the plastic. Yeah, so that's not on the actual, that scratch not on the actual case. That's good. Wow. But even though that sets up the Harley project perfectly, there is one more package And this is my holy grail right here, and I finally found it for a halfway decent price. It's used, that's fine, because I am not paying the new prices this goes for at all. I'd be glad to pay the used price because that's what I originally told myself I was going to pay for it. But this is my holy grail right here. I've been after this ever since I started collecting this shit again. Or I should say, you know, doing it hardcore like I'm doing now. I am so excited to actually see it. And I'm just excited. I can't believe that I actually have this in my collection now. Oh boy, deep breath. Deep breath. I gotta be careful because since it is used, it's gonna be open, and it is a little bit. And it is Dawn of the Dead. I finally got the yellow box, y'all. It finally happened. And the guy was literally selling this used for the price that it pretty much originally went for. And I don't know if he knew what he had or he just wanted to sell it to a good home. I don't know. I don't know how long it was up, but I just know I hadn't seen it for a while. But this is mine. I can't believe it. It's actually real. It's here. So what is the difference between this and the red one that I already have? Well, I'm going to show you, and there's a lot. So bear with me. So we have four items here. One of which you know, and this is technically the red one right here. This is technically the red one, the red box that I already have. That comes with 3 UHDs. We got the theatrical cut, the extended cans cut, and the Argento cut, also known as Zombie, and a region-locked special features disc. That you know, because that comes with, this is literally the only thing that comes when you have the red version. These 3, however, are exclusive to the yellow box version. And we have a second box of discs, and we have our soundtracks. So we have the Goblin soundtrack, the D. Wolf Library compilations, Part 1 and Part 2. But the biggest reason that I wanted these, not just because of this chunky book, which is, how many pages is this shit? 154 pages, you figure? Not just because of this book, because this book doesn't come at all with the red set, but this is the novelization of Dawn of the Dead. They actually reprinted it in order to add it to the set. So this wasn't available for the longest time, and it's available with this set. And if you check eBay, now of course you got some shelfware here, which is totally fine. Like I said, I bought it used, and I'm happy to have it. As long as the discs work, it's in fantastic shape, which this completely looks like it's in, I'll take the win. Especially when I paid basically depending on the auction, 1/3 to 1/2 of what the new ones go for. So anyway, with these 3, we finally, after 5 parts, goddamn, I was only expecting maybe 2 or 3 parts, but 5 parts it is. And especially since a lot of you love to complain about, especially when I make those really long videos, it's too long. So that's partly your fault. So 5 parts, so many movies that we added in here into the Twin Family collection. So now that this big, gigantic month is out of the way, and believe me, behind the scenes, it's been a long month, one that will set this channel up for the longest time, for at least the next year, maybe, at the very least. We have got the Harley project, and that is just going to be unreal. They're ready to premiere right now, and as of right now, I'm still working on the EverDrive N8 videos. I'm shooting more footage of that later this week and into next week, and that's going to be the most comprehensive overview I've ever done. So I'm going to enjoy what I already picked up. I got a long month ahead of me. This is Rachel Schaefer signing off. It's time to enjoy some movies.